Julie Bowen and her sister, Annie Lutkemeyer, helped rescue a woman who had fainted during a hike in Arches National Park in Moab, Utah, last week. The incident occurred on August 2 while Minnie John, a New Jersey resident, was on vacation with her family at the national park. John, who is in her late 50s and has an artificial knee, detailed the harrowing experience on Facebook and shared photos to supplement her story. She explained that she was hiking to see Delicate Arch with her husband and son, but once she made it to the top, she began to feel lightheaded and like she was going to faint, so she told her family to continue on so they could sightsee while she took a break and sat down on a rock. "All I remember is sitting there with my head and my hands secure on the rock," she wrote. "Next thing I hear, someone with a familiar voice kept asking me questions. I wondered if I might be watching TV. That familiar voice belonged to none other than Julie Bowen. With the help of her sister, who is a doctor, the Modern Family star was able to assist and treat John after she fainted and fell forward. Bowen and Lutkemeyer assured John she would be okay as they were cleaning up and bandaging the wounds on her face. John, who was diabetic, explained later in the post that she only had a flask of water on her and hadn't eaten much that day. The two sisters gave her some pretzels with peanut butter and electrolytes, as she seemingly had passed out due to low sugar and dehydration, John said. After they asked her a few more questions, John said they lifted her up and set her back on the rock. When she opened her eyes, John knew Bowen's face looked familiar but couldn't put her finger on it, so she asked if she was famous. As my eyes started to focus more, she smiled and took her hair tie off and shook her hair for me to figure out, John wrote. Her sister, the doctor, asked me to guess and I told her I just hit my head, I can't remember. She said, smiling, Modern Family, and I said of course. I told her she was so beautiful.
Bowen and Lutkemeyer took a moment to fill in the blanks for John on what happened to her when she passed out. They explained to me that the guide who was with them saw me fall forward splat on my face, she wrote. My glasses broke my fall flat down, hitting my head on the flat rock, breaking my skin on various areas near my nose. They had everything to clean up my wounds and set me up. Luckily, they were able to use the phone in her purse to call her husband, who was 20 minutes ahead of her on the trail. They were so caring and loving to stop like the Good Samaritan does in the Bible. John gushed in her post. They were God sent. It was no accident they were there. John was able to snap a couple of photos with Bowen and her sister after she was bandaged up to document the once-in-a-lifetime, heroic moment. Shortly after the incident occurred, John was reunited with her husband and son. Once the family got back to their hotel room, they FaceTimed their other son, who is a doctor, and he instructed them to go to the hospital. John ended up getting 5 stitches and was told she had a fractured nose. Love you, Julie and Annie, and now I have become famous for 1 minute for my antics. John concluded. I also now have joined my husband and son Eric in my family as those who fractured noses. Daredevil or dumb as can be, I still consider this trek up the mountain as one of my proudest achievements in my life.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe,